It's happening. My most requested video ever. If you're new here, this is Drinking by My Shelf. My name is Emma, and every few months I torture myself by forcing myself to stay awake for 24 hours reading a full book series. I read the entire series of Unfortunate Events. I read the entire Princess Diaries series. I read the entire Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging series. But you guys kept asking and asking and asking for me to read the Percy Jackson series. So I'm doing it. The reason I have been so hesitant to do this one, and I'm very sorry if you're one of the people who commented asking me to do this and I replied with something like, no way in hell, is because this is fantasy and I basically never read fantasy, like ever. The other reason is that I've never read these books before, and every other time I've done a 24-hour series readathon, it's been with a series that I'm at least familiar with the first couple of books, so I know I will get on with them. This is brand new territory. I'm nervous. I have no idea how this is going to go. But the reason I have finally been swayed to do this is two reasons really. Firstly, I have been very much enjoying following the author, Rick Riordan, on Twitter. He seems like a total gem. He seems like someone who is genuinely so willing to listen and learn, and he's really progressive, and he just seems like a sweetheart. So that has really changed my mind. And the second big reason, which I'm not going to lie, swayed me a lot, is that I am being sponsored to do this video by an amazing company, Books to Door. So I will link to their website below, as well as to the product page for this lovely box set, which you can buy from them. They are basically a website where you can buy series and box sets of books for amazing prices. So they used to specialise in children's books, but they've now started adding adult books as well. So you can get things like the Anne of Green Gables series there, which by the way, will be coming up soon. You can get like an Agatha Christie box set. So it's not always necessarily a book series. It might be a collection of books by the same author. There's some really, really cool things on there and genuinely amazing deals. So usually when I do these 24-hour series readathons, I end up spending a ton of money on getting all of the books, but I might be able to do a lot more of them now. I found a website where you can get them for genuinely such good prices. So thank you so much to Book to Door for sponsoring this video. I am genuinely so excited to have found this website and will be shopping there a lot. But now to the Percy Jackson books. So I actually know not very much about these books. I know they are middle grade fantasy inspired by Greek mythology, which is cool. I'm actually really into Greek mythology, so that might be something that helps me get into fantasy. So a little bit quickly about how this readathon is going to go, and then I will shut up because I'm sure you're just waiting to start watching the actual vlog. First things first, I have changed my time schedule back. So the first time I did this, I read from 8 AM to 8 AM. But every time since then, I've changed it to starting at 3 AM, finishing at 3, and that way I don't have to stay up through the whole night, which is the hardest bit. But for some reason, the thought of doing that tomorrow fills me with dread. I think it was fun when I did the series readathons with my sister, because then we woke up at 3 AM together. The thought of waking up at 3 in the morning by myself is not as exciting. So I'm reverting to the original 8 AM to 8 AM time schedule. We will see how this goes. Staying up through the night is a real challenge for me. I love sleep, but I'll see if I can convince RG to stay awake with me and we can order some pizza and stuff like we did last time, because that was really fun. There are only 5 books in the series this time, which is better compared to the 13 books I had to read for the Lemony Snicket ones, but these books are all quite a lot bigger. So there are just over 1,700 pages in total that I have to read in the next 24 hours. How am I going to do this? I think that's everything you need to know, so we can get on with the video. I will probably be doing a giveaway once I finish for somebody to win this box set, so check the description box for all the details on that. You'll also find a link to my Patreon below. I always post deleted scenes from my readathons exclusively to my Patreons, so do sign up if you want a little bit of bonus content. But now it's time for me to get an early night and get ready for my 24-hour readathon. See you at 8 AM.
A lot can happen in a day.
Can you see that clock? It's exactly 8 AM. Let's start reading. This first one is called Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. Half boy, half god, all hero. What am I doing to myself? Chapter 1. I accidentally vaporized my pre-algebra teacher. What is pre-algebra? This is gonna be very American. I can hear through the wall our neighbours saying happy birthday to their little kid who's like, I don't know, old and bad at ages, but a toddler. So that's sweet. Happy birthday!
Shows you what a day can do.
Okay, what is going on? That was a wild first chapter. That was really fun. I have high hopes now. You guys know how nervous I was, but that was great. I'm hungry though, so maybe it's time for 14 pages in, it's time for my breakfast break. I am an incredibly basic person. I like to have the exact same cream cheese bagel breakfast every day. Love routine. So I will say one inconsistency that's kind of annoying me. Why does his Latin class involve Greek mythology? If he's learning Greek mythology, that should be for his Greek class. You know, those two are not the same thing, and that annoys me. We just learned his real name. I was even thinking at the beginning of this book that Percy is such a rogue name for like a teenage boy. Like, who names their kid Percy? No offense if your name is Percy. But it turns out it's because it's short for Perseus. Of course it is. Look how regal she is. You want to come to summer camp for half-gods? She has literally no time for my bullshit. Okay, this is the most America-centric thing ever. So Mount Olympus used to be in Greece, but it has moved to America because the gods move with the heart of the West. Oh, apparently they spent several centuries in England. I like them better now. So this is where my Greek knowledge kind of fails me. So Chiron is his like teacher and mentor in this, and he's like, yes, he is the, I am bending down so the hippo can still be in shot as well as me. He's like, yeah, he is the Chiron from the myths, the trainer of Hercules. But in the Disney movie Hercules, the trainer of Hercules was called Phil. It's short for something that I can't remember. So did Disney get it wrong, or am I remembering wrong? Or did this get it wrong? Why don't you fill me out? You think that you know me 'cause you see me around. Oh my god, Mount Olympus is at the top of the Empire State Building. Ah, that's classic. Where was it in England, I wonder? My prediction is he's definitely going to be Poseidon's son, because water seems to be a theme. And more clues that he's going to be the son of Poseidon, because Poseidon is one of the big three, so they're really like amping up Poseidon. When are we going to find this out? I already know. I was right! All hail Percy Jackson, son of the sea god. Smashed it! Lol. So not only is Mount Olympus at the top of the Empire State Building, the entrance to the underworld has also moved to America, and when he asks where, Chiron's like, I thought that would be obvious enough. The entrance to the underworld is in Los Angeles. It's a funny joke about LA sucking. So Grover, who by the way I haven't mentioned is a satyr, so he's like half man, half goat, and he carries around a set of reed pipes, but he only knows 2 songs on them. Mozart's Piano Concerto No. 12 and Hilary Duff's So Yesterday. Great choice, Grover. So far I'm enjoying this book a lot more than I thought I would. It's very funny, which is my favourite thing. Like the action sequences I don't care as much about. I'm always a bit like that in books. I will just kind of like skim read when he's having like fights. But when it's just like him and his pals going around making jokes, loving it. All of the references to Greek mythology, loving it. So I tried to take Hippo on a walk, but she literally lay on the ground and refused to come. She does not understand things that are supposed to make normal dogs happy. So I'm on my walk by myself, which to be honest is much easier anyway. It's been a day, stressing out like crazy. Bringing my coat was definitely a mistake. It is so nice and warm today. Here's the little weirdo that didn't want to go on a walk. Here's the other hippo in my life. This one doesn't go on walks either. I haven't talked about the chapter headings yet, but I love that this book has like real chapter titles. You don't see that very often in books. Well, I guess probably because I don't read like middle grade and young adult books. They're probably more common there, but I just really like them. They're very funny. But this particular chapter title I'm very excited about. There has been some big mystery going on through this, and I am desperate to find out. Oh, that's good news. This is cute. This is a fun ending. Oh wait, it's not over yet. I've forgotten about the prophecy and some things still haven't added up. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so I'm 1 book down. That took me just coming up on 5 hours to read the first one, but I was also quite distracted. I kept like looking at my phone and stuff, so I might be able to speed up even more for the next ones. But I really enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. Like I said, it was really funny, which is great. That's like exactly what I was hoping for, but wasn't sure. I really liked the way all the Greek myths were weaved in. So I like the overall premise that Percy Jackson is the son of Poseidon, and there's this summer camp, Half-Blood Hill. Is that what it's even called? I just read the whole book and I've already forgotten the name of the camp. So he spends the whole summer there and has to go on this quest to find the lightning thief who stole Zeus's bolt. That was really good fun. Let's see what book 2 is about. So this one is going to be called Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, and I guess it's going to be set the next summer because he's back at Camp Half-Blood. It says now Camp Half-Blood is under attack, and unless I can get my hands on the Golden Fleece, the whole camp will be invaded by monsters. So the Golden Fleece, that's another thing that I remember from hearing all of the Greek myths when I was younger. So I've got a little break before I have to get started on that, so I'm going to go to the shop and buy some cucumber, because then I can make some yummy cheese and cucumber sandwiches for my lunch. I also, while you're all here, wanted to take a little quick pause to talk to you about something that's really important to me, and just because these videos do tend to get a lot more views, I didn't want to waste that platform. So I did want to take a little quick break to talk about Black Lives Matter. So there's been a lot of amazing conversation recently about the ways in which we can all challenge our own implicit biases. And that's a really important conversation and something that I'm continuing to work on. But there's also, if you do have the means to financially donate, there are lots of organisations that could do with our help right now. So I've committed to donating a portion of my AdSense every month, and I just wanted to talk about 3 of the organisations this month that I'm particularly looking at, in case any of you also wanted to donate. So I'll put the links in the description box below. So the 3 organisations I've been looking at this month in particular, there is Black Girls Brunch UK, which is an organisation that looks into empowering black professional women in their careers, and they have a Patreon, and the money goes towards organising events and workshops and networking opportunities. Then there is Stop Hate UK, which is a charity that offers support to people who've been affected by hate speech, and they also organise and support projects like community cohesion projects. And then finally there's Stopwatch UK, which is a research and action organisation working to highlight the realities for people on the receiving end of police powers, and also promoting more fairness and accountability within the police. So those are just 3 organisations of many amazing ones I am constantly researching, and I'm going to try every month to highlight new organisations for anyone to support if they do have the means. I'll put the links below for how you can support, but also I have committed to donating a portion of my AdSense. So if you don't have the means to donate yourself, then you are also donating by watching my videos. Okay, thank you for listening to that little intermission. I'm going to now go and buy some cucumber for my sandwiches. So I got a little sidetracked at the shop. I got my cucumber, which is what I went to get for my sandwiches, but then I also saw air bubbles and I had to buy them because it is a readathon day. Then I saw some more of my favourite crisps, so I had to get those. I'm going to need something to help me get through the night. And then I saw these. I haven't had these biscuits in maybe like 7 years, but Arjun and I used to be obsessed with these, and I haven't seen them in ages, so I couldn't resist. We like heat them up and the middle melts and it's delicious. So that'll be a snack for later. And I wasn't even planning to do my main snack shop right now, but I think I just did it.
It's been a day, we gonna get wavy, layer on some diamonds and some pearls. Maybe we could go to the mall.
So Archie tried taking Hippo for a walk and it worked fine. It's just me she doesn't like.
And we even have fun in the park.
Oh my god, even fun? Okay, here goes. We kick off book number 2 with always my least favourite part of reading a series back to back like this. There's always such a lot of catch up. There's that whole like previously on Percy Jackson section, and I'm like, I know this. I read it like an hour ago.
We so fly.
So this like entire year, Percy's been friends with this guy called Tyson, who it turns out is a cyclops, and he never noticed because he's very tall and he never like looked up above his mouth. Lol. Percy has singed the hair off his arms and eyebrows so many times, I'm surprised he has any hair left to singe off. I just had a great idea. Why am I not outside right now? Archie is in the process of planting us a vegetable garden, so there you can see it's like half done. There's plants everywhere right now. But I should be sitting here to be reading. This is way nicer. Oh, I love this. So another one of the things where Rick Riordan gives like things from our real life world explanations from Greek mythology is he talks about the Sea of Monsters that used to be the Mediterranean, and it's the sea from all of the stories. It's like where Odysseus sailed through, but just like how Mount Olympus, excuse me, I'm trying to talk here. But just like how Mount Olympus moved from being in Greece to being in the States because it like follows the heart of Western civilization, the Sea of Monsters has also moved. And where it is now, the Bermuda Triangle, which I love because I always used to be obsessed with the Bermuda Triangle and all of the mysteries about it, and I still like low-key love conspiracy theories. And here we go, I've solved it. It's the Sea of Monsters from Greek mythology. Duh, why didn't I think of that before?
I like to drive by myself.
And of course, Hermes invented the internet. Of course he did. No! No!
I pulled the hippo.
So cruel. Okay, I have an interesting update. Are you ready for it? So far I'm like halfway through book 2 and I'm not enjoying this one as much as I did book 1, but I just texted my wonderful friend and fellow booktuber Emma Tobias, one of my favourite people ever. I will link to her channel below, and Percy Jackson is one of her favourite series. She has been trying to get me to read this for years, so I don't know if she's like excited that I'm reading it now or just like low-key annoyed that I never listened to her before. The ice cream van! Can you hear that? Oh, it stopped. So I texted her with my update and she said that she thinks book 2 is the worst one, so I shouldn't feel disheartened by the fact that I'm not really enjoying this one as much. She also said she thinks book 3 will be my favourite, so I'm very intrigued. And it's not her favourite. She said book 4 is her favourite, but she's predicting book 3 for me. So hopefully the best is yet to come.
It's been a while, been a while, been a while since I've seen your face, and it's been a while, been a while, been a while.
Oh my god! Cliffhanger! Also smashed it. I've just finished that one a whole hour early, which means I've got a chance to go for a nice walk with Archie in the sunshine. I didn't like that book as much for most of it because it was very, very like adventure quest plot driven, which I think this whole series is going to be, but I like, my favourite bits are just when they're being funny and hanging out at camp, but that cliffhanger at the end was big and major, and I'm really excited because Emma says that she thinks I'm going to like number 3 the best. Number 3 is called Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse, and look at him raging on the front cover. So Emma said I would like this one because it's more about the gals, girl power, and a very major character just appeared at the end of, what did I just read? This one. So I can see what she's gonna mean about it, so that's very exciting.
You ignore the history. I know you miss me. I hate to love me too. Yeah, hate that I love. I'm taking
Freedom!
Sunny freedom.
It is sunny freedom. What a dream. Archie, how have you found this 24-hour readathon experience so far?
Oh, a walk in the park.
Lol. Well, that was a nice little rest for my eyes, and now I am bang on time to start book 3. Back in my ideal reading spot.
I'm gonna walk 100 miles.
New character.
I'm gonna whistle all the while.
So we've just met Apollo. He might be one of my favourite characters ever. Also, I see what Emma meant about the girl power in this book and loving that already. Question. Is it Perseus or Perseus? This seems like a question Google can answer.
Perseus.
Perseus. That is 100% not how I pronounced that when I was growing up. Perseus. Okay.
I'm gonna run right up this hill. Summer sky or winter chill. If I gotta take a break, I will. But I'm gonna run right up this hill. I wanna hold the whole wide world right here in my open hand.
Well, that was a fun little 30-minute workout. So now I am running myself a bath, always my favourite part of a readathon. And I have this like real craving to pour myself a glass of wine for the bath, because that's always like one of my favourite treats, is having wine in the bath. But I'm only just coming up on halfway through this readathon. I will then have 12 more hours, and I don't think drinking wine is going to give me the energy I need to stay awake for 12 more hours. So guess I'll resist. I just had 2 matches in a row, just something really weird that I've never seen happen before. So when I went to light it, it like sparked off the side of the box and part of the match broke off and like threw back at me and like whacked me. It didn't burn me because it like went out when it hit me, but it was so weird. So it happened once and I was like, wow, freak anomaly. And then the second match I did it again. So weird. Has anyone had that happen? Is there something wrong with the box? Should I throw that box away? Anyway, they're safely lit now, so I'm gonna decompress from that stressful experience with my book. I got back dressed again instead of into my pajamas because I don't want to get too cozy and too sleepy too early. But it is now 8 o'clock, so let's take a moment to celebrate the fact I'm halfway through! Halfway through! Halfway party! I was just doing my halfway dance and there's two people just looking at me through the window. I'm also going to celebrate my halfway party with my first Diet Coke of the day. I've been really trying to ration myself so I don't end up drinking these like literally for 24 hours. But I made it halfway, so I'm allowed to crack into one. I think we will also probably order some pizza soon, so that will be exciting. I'm getting serious deja vu at this part. So they're in this like big junkyard and there's a giant metal statue of a giant which is like lying down flat, and just as they're looking at it, it comes to life, and at first they're looking at its foot and then see the whole statue stand up, and reading that scene described has given me such deja vu. What movie does that happen in? Is it Jason and the Argonauts? This is another case for Google. Yes, oh my god, look, I was right. This is from Jason and the Argonauts, a movie I have not seen since probably 1993. Here it is. Oh my god. How scary is that moment? And I remember it. How weird is that I got deja vu from that moment when I genuinely will not have seen that movie in over 20 years. Now I really want to rewatch it. I've been thinking about that movie so much recently. There's like this scene with all the skeletons, which is the most famous moment from that film. But I did not remember that scene at all until reading it in here and being like, where have I seen this before? Oh my god, chills. Where do you think this movie is? Do you think it's on Netflix? Disney Plus? Amazon? Should I watch it right now instead of reading the rest? It's time to order pizza!
Yes, it is.
What are you gonna have?
I don't know. I'm looking at the deals.
Tell me.
Stop talking to me. I can't read and talk at the same time.
Okay. Okay.
Are we getting a pizza each?
Duh. Look what's here! That was so speedy. It was so speedy I haven't even finished my book yet. I need to finish that much in the next like 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna finish it really quickly before I eat my pizza. I'm so excited. I love pizza. You're just gonna be my background eating your pizza. Okay, I'm just too impatient. There's still one more chapter left, but I don't want my pizza to get cold. You're laughing at me? My goodness, I have missed you, baby. Okay. And I finished book 3 exactly on time as well, so I have to go straight in. This one was probably my favourite. Emma was right that I was gonna love it. It was so about the women. Perfect timing. Emma literally just texted me, so I'll reply and tell her that she was right. I loved it. It was so about the girls, which was really fun. We also get to hear more about the prophecy, which is going to be this like running theme throughout the next 2 books. What else happened? This one I just think had like more emotion in it. You get little backstories to a lot of the new characters that you meet and the characters you already knew, and yeah, it just had a lot more emotion wrapped up in it. One thing I will say is I, for the first 2 books, was like, this is going to be great, this is going to be a series that doesn't have any romance in it, because I always find that stuff boring. Not in real life, but in books I do. But I'm getting a hint that's not going to be the case. I think there is going to be some romantic tension between Percy Jackson and his best friend Annabeth, and I just sometimes want to read a series where the friends are just friends. That would be nice, but I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, I'm going to text Emma my thoughts, and then I'm already now eating into my time. I need to get started on Percy Jackson and the Battle of the Labyrinth. That'll be fun. We already met a Minotaur like right at the beginning of book 1, so is there going to be something even worse in this labyrinth? We will find out. I wonder if it's time for a change of scenery, because I have been on the sofa for most of today. I could try sitting upstairs for a bit. Thing is, this sofa is like the comfiest one in our house, so I move around, I try and find different places to settle, but ultimately I always want to be lying on this sofa by the end. But let's go on a journey together, let's go on an adventure, just like Percy Jackson would. Just like one more bit of pizza before we go. I obviously need sustenance for my journey upstairs. Hey look, a change of scenery. My sunflowers are quite dead. I will buy some new flowers tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to read, what's this called? The Battle of the Labyrinth. Chapter 1. I battle the cheerleading squad.
I just can't get over.
Uh-oh, I am getting sleepy, which is not allowed because it is not even 10:30 and I have to be awake for another 9.5 hours. Yikes. Okay, I'm going to try heating up one of these melty cookies, except that Archie just told me these aren't the ones we used to get and apparently aren't as good. But any warm melty chocolate cookie is going to be delicious, right? So let's try it.
Fuck what you thought I'd do without you. I'm so much better, like you never met me. I'm doing anything I want to. I'm going 0 to 80, so when you see me talk to strangers.
Yeah, Archie's right, these are not actually the best cookies in the world. They're crunchy rather than gooey. But, you know, I'm not complaining. Still chocolate.
And now his fingers running down beats.
That was a little experiment called Can I Still Do a Forward Roll? And the answer was no. Percy Jackson is on an adventure again. It's all he ever does. It's midnight, do you know what that means?
What does that mean?
It's our anniversary!
Oh, happy anniversary!
We've been married for 6 years today.
Yeah.
Do you like me more now than you did then?
Every day.
It's so nice. Happy anniversary, baby.
I love you.
Shut up. You gross. Okay, midnight means I think I'm allowed to get into some snuggly pajamas. Oh, you know, just a casual 8 hours to go, just like I just arrived at the start of work and have a full work day ahead of me. No big deal whatsoever.
I can hear the blood rush through your veins. I can feel the heartbreak on your face.
I just got a tip on Instagram from one of my patrons, Ellie, that when she was doing night shifts, she used to stay awake by getting some cold, fresh air. So let's see what it's like outside right now. Just a bit scared of the dark. Fresh air, fresh air. I would go and actually read out there because we do have a little light, but I'm just a bit of a scaredy cat. Just had a genuinely surprising plot reveal. That was cool. Didn't see that coming at all. Quite a few things I've been like guessing as we go, which I don't mind at all. I actually think it's really fun when you're able to guess what's going to happen and then watch it play out. But this latest reveal, genuinely did not suspect a thing.
So when you see me talk to strangers, no, don't you let it get the best of you. You let me slip right through your fingers.
Do we think they've got a different model now? This is where I'm at now. He's facing away, I think, so that you can't tell he's not the same model as the guy in this book. I guess because he's supposed to have aged. Like, look, that guy's weedy and 12. This guy's like a teenage boy. But actually, I think they're all different boys. Like, your face wouldn't change that much from being 12 to 13. Who's this guy? Interesting. Or actually, not that interesting in retrospect. I think there's a little message in here about how we all need to take responsibility for climate change. So, cool. Will do.
I can hear the blood rush through your veins. I can feel the heartbreak on your
Hop, 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 hop. 4 down, 1 to go. I really liked this one though. So this is the one that Emma said is her favourite, and it was a lot of fun. So it's set, a lot of it is in the Labyrinth, which in this book is like absolutely fucking massive. It's not just like a big maze like in the original story. It's like the size of a country or bigger. It's just like this kind of infinite magical labyrinth. So a lot of the book takes place in that, and it's pretty fun. I enjoyed that a lot. We also had a lot more of the battle between the gods and the titans. Now we're moving into the final book. That's all gonna come to a head what's the name of the guy who's about to wake up? Typhon. So I don't know very much about the Titans, or at least didn't before this. Like, I know I'd heard the story of Kronos, is that his name? Who's the father of Zeus and ate his children so they wouldn't overthrow him, and then Zeus and the other gods and goddesses like cut their way out of his body. Did that happen? That might not be exactly how it happened. I think it was more like Kronos' wife fed him a rock instead of a baby. Anyway, irrelevant. I'm just sleepy. It did explain it in the book. So I knew roughly that, but I don't know who Typhon is. I've just been like Wikipediaing it a bit, but he's going to be like the most powerful of the Titans, and he is stirring. So that should be exciting. Sleepy levels, I am coping. I had like a real low halfway through this book, but I'm feeling, you know, the Diet Coke is kicking in, but it is still another 6 hours to go, so we're going to have a lot more lows to come, I predict. Right, I'm back on my favourite sofa, where we all knew I would end up again in the end, and everything's about to kick off in this book. So this one's called Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian. Who is the last Olympian going to be? And here's what's going to happen. He's going to turn 16, and according to an ancient prophecy, the fate of the entire world is on him, but no pressure. Also, Kronos, Lord of the Titans, is beginning his attack on New York City. Oh dear. Not what you had planned for your 16th birthday. What did I do on my 16th birthday? Probably just got drunk somewhere in a park. It's 2 in the morning, Emma. What would you like to do? Go to bed or read an entire book? Easy decision. I guess it's time to move on. We're in the walking aimlessly around to stay awake stage of the evening. It always happens in the end. Yay! Should I take a nap? We're just gonna stay constantly moving while we read. That's gonna help, but without actually standing up because I'm too tired to stand up. Okay, we're back up on our feet. Staying awake, staying alive. Mamma mia, here I go again. Mamma, how can I understand? Mamma mia, there's a show again. Mamma, It's actually already getting ever so slightly lighter. The sky is a lighter shade of blue now, rather than pitch black. So I might stand outside here and read for a bit to get some fresh air. It does feel refreshing being out here, but look. A new day is starting already. Right, quite enough of that energizing. We're back on the sofa. Hippo's here too. A recurring joke throughout this book that I haven't mentioned yet but really enjoy is Grover, who's the satyr. He just eats like just random shit. So the first thing we see him eat is like a Diet Coke can, and then just like throughout the books he's just eating such weird stuff. And right now he's like dressed for battle, ready to go, having a snack in the living room, eating the furniture. Sorry Percy, it's just Louis XVI furniture. Delicious. Oh my god, look at this light coming up. Oh, we're finding out more backstory stuff. I don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, I have a risky strategy. My eyes keep going to sleep. Should I have a nap? That is generally considered like good advice if you're driving a long way or something. It's just that for me, anytime I have a nap, I always end up way more groggy. So it's risky because I might have a nap and then not be able to finish. But if I can manage to do like literally a 20-minute power nap, because I think I have time because I'm kind of ahead of schedule right now, where I then wake up full of life to finish the book and actually understand the book because I won't be falling asleep, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna set a 20-minute alarm and I'm just gonna lie right here on this sofa and try and nap for 20 minutes. I hope this isn't the worst decision I've ever made. Good nap. Feel pretty good. I think that might be my first ever successful nap where I've woken up feeling more awake and not less awake. So good strategic decision. Also, poor Hippo slept with me for the nap. She gets very unsettled when I do these because she always sleeps when we sleep. So when we've done these staying up all night 24-hour readathons, she also stays up all night and gets all confused. So just then when I woke up from my nap, she was lying on me sleeping, and then I woke up and she got all confused and ran away. So she's awake again now, and I just want her to snuggle down and go to sleep. This challenge doesn't have to affect you, Hippo. Poor little creature. Anyway, where was I? I actually can't remember exactly what was going on because the last few pages I read I was just not taking in. So I might have to go back and reread some stuff. Give it a go! I'm sprightly now. The neighbours are awake with their kid. That's how long I've been up. I did it! It is just coming up for 7 AM, so that's 23 hours that I managed to finish the entire Percy Jackson series. And I'm feeling great. And overall, I really enjoyed that, like a lot more than I was expecting to, a lot more than I think other people were expecting me to. Like, I've had so many people sending me messages throughout this being like, oh god, I'm not sure what you're going to think of these. But it was really fun, and I actually would be tempted to read the Heroes of Olympus, which is like a, I think, related series that Rick Riordan wrote. Especially because I've heard, I think he wrote that one later, and I've heard it has like really good representation in it. So like Apollo is in it and he's bisexual, and like fun little things like that. So I would be interested in reading that. Not right now, give myself a break, but yeah, I'll probably be open to that. So if you're looking for a pretty like chilled, fun fantasy series, even if you don't usually read fantasy like me, if you're a fan of Greek mythology, that's a great way in because it was so fun like knowing all of the Greek characters. And I will put a link below to where you can buy these from Books to Door. Once again, thank you to Books to Door for sponsoring this video. Go and check them out. Like I said at the beginning, they've got so many cool deals, and I do have another video coming up with them shortly where I'm going to show off their amazing Anne of Green Gables box set. So watch this space for that one. That one's going to be a slightly different format. It's not going to involve me staying up all night, but I think you will find it just as fun. But for now, I'm going to take myself to bed a whole hour early because I smashed this because I'm the best. But when I say things like that, it's like I'm actually the worst.
A lot can happen in a day.
And now for the most important part of my whole 24-hour readathon. The part where I go to bed. Good night!
You can take a life away.